Hello everyone, we're going to start a new series of Arabic language lessons. It's about constructing sentences in Arabic. It's gonna be a bit complicated, maybe a bit confusing, but I hope it will be clear. So I'm going to try to help you to construct sentences, okay? So, what is a sentence in Arabic? In Arabic, a sentence is called jumla. So the Arabic word for a sentence is jumla. Okay? Now there are two kinds of sentences in Arabic. Either a sentence that starts with a noun or a sentence that starts with a verb. A noun in Arabic is ism. A verb in Arabic is fi'l. Okay? Now, the simplest kind of sentences that we're going to talk about here is about the sentences that start with a noun, and a very specific kind of sentences that start with a noun. These are the sentences that you're trying to describe something, or an object, or a person, or you're trying to deliver a news about that person. Okay? So, the simplest way of constructing such a sentence is to have first, let's say, this guy, which turns out to be, coincidence, a student, okay, and he is smart, okay? So we have someone, which is a person, and we have a kind of a property for him, or an adjective that we want to describe him, or kind of a piece of news we want to deliver. So let's say that the student is smart. Okay? These kind of sentences is translated to Arabic as follows. You would say, knowing that the student in Arabic is talib and smart is dhaki, you would translate this to الطالب ذكي. Okay, so the student is smart in Arabic is الطالب ذكي. Now notice this. We started with the, right? So you start that الطالب with the. You say that he's smart, so you just put the word for smart. But here's the thing. Where did the s go? Well, in Arabic we don't use the s in these kind of sentences. We don't use the verb to be the same way that English does. So if you want to say a sentence in this form, so we're saying that the something is something. So the student is smart. We just say al-talibu dhakiyun. We just put what we're trying to describe and then the piece of news that we have about that thing, okay, or that object, or that student in this case. Okay, so let me summarize, or look at this in another way. I have a person or something is, and I have a piece of news that I want to deliver to someone that nobody knew about before, or I'm trying to draw attention to that, right? So I want to say that the object is like that. So I say that this was a boy, okay, and the boy is big, which doesn't make sense, but whatever, okay. So boy, a boy in Arabic is صبي, okay. Big is كبير. Just a note about this. Since we're trying to describe a boy, which is masculine, okay, Then kabir, which is big, has to be the masculine form. Since we're describing a singular boy, a singular object, which is just one boy, then we would also use the information or the adjective in the singular form. Okay, so if I want to say the boy is big, I would say الصبي كبير. الصبي كبير. Now notice something. In these kind of sentences, I have to start with a noun that is defined. So it's either defined by the, or it's defined by a name. So maybe that boy has a name. So let's say it was Johnny. Okay. So I would say in Arabic, Johnny. Okay, without al, just Johnny. And then say kabirun. So the first word has to be defined, and the second word has to be undefined. So if you look here, it ends with tanween. And tanween is actually the opposite of having al at the beginning. So we have to say Johnny kabirun, or as-sabiyu kabirun. Okay? If we say as-sabiyu al-kabiru, this is a totally different meaning, and we will not discuss that in this lesson, maybe the next lesson. But for now, we are going to learn how to say the thing is blah blah blah. Okay? So another thing, say for example, the cube, right, is cute. Although cute is very hard to translate in Arabic. So let's take something else. Okay. I have a word for cute, but I don't know if it fits. Okay, so the cube is cute. In Arabic it would be cube is muka'ab. And cute, ضعيف. Okay, so how do you translate that in Arabic? It would be al muka'abu. Has to end with dhamma. Has to start with an al if it was not a name, like a name of a person, okay, or a name of a place. And then say ظريف. Okay, al muka'abu ظريف should not start with al and has to end with tanween. Okay, one more example. So let's say that we want to say the let's say the girl is pretty. Okay? You would say in Arabic, we have to translate first a girl, which is fata. And then we have to say the object or the adjective that goes with pretty, but in the feminine form, right? Because fata is feminine and is singular. So that adjective would be jamilatun, fatatun, fatatun, and then the adjective is جميلة. If I want to say the girl is pretty, I have to say الفتاة, ending with just ضمة, starting with al. جميلة. No al. Okay, it's not defined. And ending with tanween. And it has to be tanween ضم, and here it has to be ضمة. Okay, ضمة, or what the equivalent for ضمة. Okay, now why do I say the equivalent of ضمة? Because in Arabic we have the form of a dual. Okay, so if I want to say, for example, we have the word qalam, which means a pen. It is just one pen. Two pens are qalaman or qalamain. So here's the thing. For singular words, we would end with dhamma. For dual, we would end with alif nun. Okay, so this is what is equivalent to dhamma in the dual form. Now what about the plural? Well, it depends. This is a more complicated thing, and it's really about grammar. And it depends on the word itself. Okay, so it depends on the kind of plural that we are talking about. So I'm not gonna discuss that in details. But for example, this kind of plural, which is for qalam, we have aqlam. In this kind of plural, we just add dhamma. But there are different kinds of words that have different forms of plural, and they would have a different equivalent for the dhamma. So this might get confusing, but since we're keeping things simple, I'm not gonna go into the details of grammar, and it will all depend on the word that we're using. So basically, to summarize, the last thing I want to say is, again, what we learned to say today is how to say a piece of information about something. Okay, maybe I'll take one more example that is a bit different. So let's say we have a house. Okay, and let's say that there is a ball inside the house. Okay, so how do you say that? How do you say that the ball is inside the house? Okay, the ball is inside the house. So this is a piece of information about the ball. So I want to say that the ball that someone is looking for, okay, is inside the house. How do you say this in Arabic? Well, we start with, what is the word for a ball? It is kura. Okay, what is the translation for inside the house? Inside is fi, and the house, or just house for this one, is manzil. Manzil. So the translation would be the ball, al-kura. Two, I have to add dhamma, okay, and I have to start with the al-kura too, and then I put the piece of information just directly without the is, say fi the house. المنزل. المنزل. But المنزل. Nope. That is not the way. It's actually المنزلي. And this is another rule. If you're going to say, well, I'm not going to discuss that, but in these kind of sentences where you're describing a location of something, any word that comes after fi, okay, and there are like several words like fi that all the words that come after them will have kasra at that, and this is one of the cases where it's kasra. Al-kuratu fil manzili. Okay, so if you're saying the thing is at, you also say fi. Okay, so, well, not always fi, but fi works. So al-kuratu fi al-manzil, the ball is inside the house. Okay. So just, I know that I'll get a lot of questions about this last part. So let me clarify. So there are few kind of words. They are specifically, I'm gonna say them once and no explanation, just to avoid some questions. We have what are called ahruf al-jar, which are min, ila, an, ala. These four words, anything that comes after them has to have kasra, or what's the equivalent for kasra. So that's why in the other sentence we did not follow the rule of having, for example, if I say al-kuratu fi al-manzili, I added kasra in this case, okay? While when I said, for example, if I want to say the ball is big, al-kuratu kabiratun, I add tanween dam. Okay, it's just that there was a fi here. Okay, well, I'm going to maybe discuss that last part on another video, but I hope you got the picture. Today we learned about the sentence that is the object is, and then a piece of information. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit long since I already got permission from YouTube to do videos longer than 10 minutes. Yay. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, ask in the comments, or better actually, you can ask at our Facebook page, which is just facebook.com/homelang1, and I would reply for the questions actually better on Facebook than on YouTube. So, have a good day and see you next time.